Hey, everybody, welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, and strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Friday. That means it is time for Tech Life Weekly. We have the Tech Divas in the house. We got Terry Johnson online. We've got Dr. Tachi. Terralina is out on assignment right now, but she will be back next week. And I will be with you for a little bit of time here. And so to get started, we always start off with This Week in Tech History. So let's see what happened. This Week in Tech History. December 17, 1903. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, achieved their first successful powered flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. This event is widely considered the birth of modern aviation. December 18, 1997, the World Wide Web Consortium, or W3C, published the HTML 4.0 specification. This standard introduced key features like cascading style sheets or CSS integration, internationalization, and a more consistent structure for web pages, laying important groundwork for the modern web. December 20th, 1996, Apple announced it would acquire Next Software for $429 million. This move brought co-founder Steve Jobs back to Apple and set the stage for future innovations like Mac OS X, the iPod, and the iPhone. It was a turning point that helped transform Apple into one of the world's most influential tech companies. December 23rd, 1947. Researchers at Bell Labs demonstrated the first working transistor. This invention revolutionized electronics, paving the way for modern computers, smartphones, and all manner of digital devices. It effectively launched the solid-state electronics era and transformed the trajectory of technology worldwide. Now for tech-making history this week. December brought news of several new EV charging station projects across the country as the sector works to fill in gaps and assure drivers they won't be left with a dead battery. First up, Rivian announced that it's opening a new charging outpost in Joshua Tree, following its first location in Yosemite earlier this year. The Joshua Tree location features a slew of amenities, including coffee, snacks, and a play area for kids, as well as educational opportunities about EV charging. Also of note, for the first time, Rivian is opening up its fast charging network to non-Rivian vehicles. By the end of this year, the EV maker plans to have other charging outposts up and running in Texas, Illinois, Montana, New York, Michigan, Colorado, and Pennsylvania. The stations will have CCS connectors but can accommodate NACS-equipped EVs with an adapter. Rivian said that a forthcoming update would enable support for native NACS connectors. The charging standard, pioneered by Tesla, that is becoming the industry norm. Story compliments of Tech Brew. And that is your week in tech history. Okay. So the thing that stood out to me from the tech history was the Bell Labs that in the EV, but the Bell Labs from when we do our tech and Black history, a lot of people came. There were a lot of Black inventors and things in Bell Labs.
Right.
And so a lot of the tech that's coming out of Bell Labs for the things that we do today were started by people of color.
Exactly. A lot that is not known about. You gotta be better getting the word out. Well, the word is out there. They gotta want to find it.
You gotta keep putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, wow. So when we will be, you'll stick around for Tech Life coming up in February. We got some stories for you.
Great.
So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, TJ.
All right, I'm ready.
And you all, I'm going to be sitting in the background. And
Okay.
I understand we got some fun happening in social media news.
We do?
I don't know. It's just some major stuff
What?
going on.
Did I miss something?
No, I just thought, I thought you said Tuesday we got some stuff coming up for.
What did I say? Because I want to make sure I got it. Was it App Store? No.
No, it wasn't anything specific. There was just, year-end stuff. We're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. There's an app thing. Okay. All right.
All right.
I think I got it all.
Take it away. I'll be in the background.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Tachi. Good to see you.
Hey, Dr. Tachi here.
Hey.
All right. So this week in social media updates. Let me get started now. I usually start with Snapchat, and I will continue that tradition.
Let's do that tradition, at least for the end of this year.
Let's stay with Snapchat. Okay, Snapchat introduces a unified monetization program for creators. They are introducing a revamped unified monetization program that will reward creators for content posted to Stories and Spotlight. Spotlight is their TikTok competitor copycat.
Yes.
So previously, Snapchat monetized these two formats through separate programs. So I remember we've been talking about how these monetization programs for TikTok and Snapchat, I think Snapchat was doing like $1 million a day, way like 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
Because it was like too much money. So now they are allowing creators to earn revenue from ads displayed within eligible Stories and Spotlight posts. Here's the quote. With Spotlight viewership up 25% year over year, there's a unique and growing opportunity for creators to monetize this format in the same way they do with Stories. Beginning February 1st, 2025, eligible creators will be able to monetize Spotlight videos longer than 1 minute. Now, there's some criteria, so let's look at it. To be eligible for revenue, creators need to have at least 50,000 followers, post at least 25 times per month to Saved Stories or Spotlight, and post to either Spotlight or Public Stories on at least 10 of the last 28 days. In addition, creators must achieve one of the following in the last 28 days: 12,000 hours of view time, 10 million Snap views, or 1 million Spotlight views.
Okay.
That's a lot of hoops.
How many Snap views?
Okay, 10 million Snap views. So it's one of these. 12,000 hours of view time total. I guess that's on your on your view time in your analytics. 10 million Snap views within the last 28 days, or 1 million Spotlight views within the last 28 days.
Continue.
So they're saying some of these eligibility requirements are higher than what it was previously. Previously, it was creators needed at least 1,000 followers, 10,000 unique video views, and a public profile. So they've upped the game, so to speak. So Snapchat has said that the current Spotlight Rewards program will end on January 31st, 2025. So I know how I feel about these rewards programs in TikTok and the monetization for creators. And what do you think, Dr. Tachi? I know you have an opinion.
But I
creator accounts, creator monetization, where the hoops to jump through are so high,
and it's purposely done.
Yeah, to keep from, like I said, Snapchat at the beginning was like, $1 million a day, but that added up.
It does. $1 million a day times 30 days.
Yeah,
if you did that for a month, that's $30 million.
Yeah, they were like, we can't do that.
Yeah, I think that They keep moving the bar and the metrics, and to me, it's one of, whatever you said within the last 30 days.
Yeah.
But the thing that seems really difficult to reach is the 12,000 watch hours, and that's because it's short form video. How
Right.
much video do people, that's going to take you a long time to get that 12,000. Now,
Right.
again, they have the 10 million views that I can kind of see, because YouTube does the same thing with their shorts.
Right. YouTube. I was going to say that YouTube does the same thing.
Right. It's 10 million views for the shorts but their watch hours for the other plans it's only 3,000 and 4,000.
Right. 4,000. Right. So now you can get the 10 million if you're somebody like that. Who's the guy from, I forgot the country, and he doesn't talk. Kirby something? Am I getting that right? He doesn't talk in his videos on TikTok, and he's like the top.
Oh yeah, Kabi.
Kabi, yes, Kabi. He doesn't talk.
Right.
And I'm like, he gets astronomical views, but so you have to be. But see, he doesn't need this kind of creator program because he gets these brand deals where he's making much, 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 much more money.
Exactly. The reality is you're never going to make as much from the platform as you would in brand deals. And that's the way they like it, because they really honestly don't want to pay out.
They don't.
You should, because you've got all these people making content for you for free. So there should be some level of whatever. The social media is the only place where they could get away with not paying. If you tried to do this on a major network,
right?
No way.
Right. So Mark Ward, hello, is here with the comment. Mark says, I have been producing video content like crazy, but I won't be monetized unless they lower the bar to 200 followers and 5 views. Well, I'm glad you mentioned this, Mark, because I've always mentioned, like, how do I feel about the creator economy? And that's what I'm calling it. And the creator economy to me is like when you're chasing this views, and it's like you're the what is it, the goat or the donkey chasing the carrot and on a stick, and it always moves in front of you. Like you never catch the carrot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They dangle this in front of you. And I'm like, a lot of people, and it's younger and some older, that's all they see is the carrot of this platform giving you money. And I'm like, no. There's a whole wide world. The creator economy means that you have the option to grow a community and monetize it on your own without being beholden to, what is this? 10 million views, 10 million snap views, 12,000 hours of view time, 10 million spotlight views within the last 28 days. Within 28 days, if you build your own thing and you build it right and you put the right content, 28 days, you're going to make so much more money than whatever they're giving you. Like, don't they give a penny a view or something? Or not even a penny. I forgot what TikTok did.
Yeah, it's very minuscule. Right.
So there's a platform. You can do YouTube. You can do Snapchat. You can do TikTok. While we're still here, we're going to discuss that. Facebook, Instagram. I don't care. I don't care what, LinkedIn. I don't care where you go. The opportunity is there. The platform is there for you to build your own scaffolding of, I'm going to do this content, but I'm not chasing that carrot because I'm not going to catch this carrot. So like Mark was saying about the low view, you're not going to catch that carrot. So I always say, don't even try it. Do your thing where you can use the system as is, build your own community, large or small. It doesn't have to be Kim Kardashian. I got 160 million. It could be 500 people. That's great. Because if they are tied in, plugged in, connected to your core message, and it connects with them, and you have a system for them to buy from you, they will buy. I've seen it time and time again. Me, I'm like, I don't understand why. I kind of do, but I'm like, I don't look at this as This is how I'm gonna monetize. And then of course, Dr. Chachi brought up the brand sponsorship, which is another way to do it, where you don't, you're building your community, whatever, but you're getting money from the corporation, the brand. And you could do a combination of all things. I'm not saying this is right. I'm just saying that this is frustrating. And when you follow this yellow brick road, you will be frustrated. Do you want to be frustrated when you don't have to be? That's my point. And on the other side, I understand why people don't want to do my own thing, because it's hard. It's very hard. It's very difficult. But it's not impossible. See, that's the key. This, I feel like the Snapchat thing is impossible. I'm not even going to attempt it. It's like, I'm going to build a scaffolding and reach the moon. I could try, right? I could try, right? But I'm not going to do it. It's not going to work. So why do I want to do that?
And all the scaffolding is taken up with the buildings in New York, just so you know.
I saw that there was discussion a little off. There was a little discussion about that. Somebody asked, why in New York is on the scaffolding? And people were saying, and I came in, I was like, because it's cheaper for the landlord or the owner of the building to leave the scaffolding up.
Mm-hmm. Than to actually fix what the problem is.
We had scaffolding in front of my building for like 5 years. 5 years, they took it down finally, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Now I can see, but it was just all of this. But it's just crazy. Fred's here. Fred, hey, happy
Fred.
Friday. I am here. Let's get the show started. Good morning. Okay, so Fred, I want to hear what you have to say. Let me repeat this. So we're starting out with the Snapchat. Snapchat has a unified monetization program for creators where they have all these hoops. You have to have 50,000 followers, post 25 times a month to save stories of Spotlight. You have to have 12,000 hours of view time, 10 million Snap views, or 1 million Spotlight views within the last 28 days to get. What is even the percentage? Did they even say what you get?
Tired. That's what you get. Tired.
What do I get? What do I get?
Frustrated. Tired.
I get pennies. So what I'm saying is, do your thing. It's like the buffet is laid out. It's there. It's been there for a long time. But for some reason, everybody wants this carrot of TikTok pays the creator a half a cent per whatever. Instagram has their thing. They were talking about monetizing threads. It goes in and out of my ear because I'm like, I don't even want to do that. Like I said, I'm gonna build a scaffold to the moon. Because I want to go to the moon.
Also, I think as you were talking about, for example, Kim Kardashian and her $160 million to this 160 million followers.
Whatever she got. I made that number up. I don't know what she's got.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't either because I don't follow her, but she's got, donkey's amount of followers. So the thing is, though, that's the thing. That's all they are, followers. They're not a community.
Most of those are bots.
Exactly. A lot of them may be bots. A lot of them are, people that are super fans, but she doesn't consider them a community because the way many of them, many celebrities, first of all, many of them are busy.
Right.
So they're not even necessarily always running their own social.
Right.
So they're not feel that these people, they find them as followers, something for some of them that is a necessary evil, that they would not be involved with social media at all if they did not have to, if they did not need that, which they do, to make themselves more human.
But see, here's the thing of, I'm not a fan of Kim Kardashian. I just look at her, the system of scaling, and it's due to her mother, not Kim, whatever her name, something Jenner. Kris Jenner. Okay, so Kim Kardashian opened a Skims store in New York City this week or last week.
Yes.
Now, I don't know. Is this her first brick and mortar? I don't know because I don't pay attention.
It's the first brick and mortar for Skims, but remember, she and her sisters had a store called Dash.
Yes, the clothing store,
The
right?
clothing store.
Baby. I don't know. I just
Well, no,
know.
they had like at the very beginning, they had the store that Dash, and then there was a store for kids, right? That was really
Yeah.
the mother's
Okay.
store.
Yeah, I know about the kids store.
Right. So then Dash was the three older sisters had that together. I know they had one out in Calabasas, and they had opened one here in Miami Beach, but it's not there anymore. Because again, just because you're a celebrity, it's halo effect. Just because you're a celebrity does not mean you know anything about fashion.
Right.
Yeah, they have stylists, etc. So they're trying to do this, and things were extremely expensive there. And I remember they had water like with a Dash on it. You got those from Publix and just put your own label on them. So it was stuff like that.
Right. So while you was talking, I did a real quick. Oh, I can't get this ad keeps popping up. I want to see what this is. This ad keeps popping up. Oh, come on. So yeah, she brought it to Fifth Avenue. So it's 6,570 square feet across 4 floors on Fifth Avenue in the heart of Manhattan. Yes. It makes
doing
it
really well though.
right. So that's why I want to bring. That's why I want to bring this up. So anybody that doesn't know, because I'm looking at the marketing branding aspect of it, not that it's her, but they're saying that it's making a statement marking Skims' transition from a successful startup to a global fashion and lifestyle powerhouse. Now, so she's done some collaborations with North Face. I didn't know that, and some other brands. And so real quick, how did Kim Kardashian become this name that we know about?
You want the story from the beginning?
I want the one thing that the thing that happened.
She made a deplorable video with Ray J.
She made a sex tape. Okay, so okay. We know about her nice. Because before the tape, she was Brandy's stylist. Brandy, the singer. Brandy had the TV show and the actress singer, and I believe she was Paris Hilton's
BFF.
Something. Yeah. So, but the reason why her and her family blew up, and they're on our radar. I don't know how many years it's been. It's because of that one thing, attention. This thing caught the attention of a group of, I guess these are millennials. They were kids and now they're millennials. Whatever the long road, whatever the long road. She has taken that one thing of attention and turned it into this big global, because she's known worldwide. Yeah, this big global brand, and that's what I look at. I don't look at the okay, yeah, I don't follow them, but they're in my brain because of what I just said. That the news follows them, and if you look at something on social media, and I only know about the Skim stores because I saw it on social media. Otherwise, I don't care about this woman or her family. So, but look at what she's taken, the scale of it from having a piece of attention, a celebrity gossipy kind of thing, and she has a community. She has the community, because you don't go from this to having a store, a real life store that makes money. Most of them don't. Go ahead.
I have to agree. The thing is, so their mother is a very astute business.
The mother is a big part of this.
What you want about Kris Jenner, but she can work the hell out of businesses. I will say that the mother, everything is a business opportunity, and I think they've watched carefully what she's done, and they've tried to follow suit. All the girls. So I think that with regard to the community, I think she has fans and followers. I don't really think she is trying to cultivate community. Community really means that it is an engaged group there, more than just fans, if that makes any sense. So to me, people will buy. People who are fans, people who are followers, subscribers, they will buy because they like you. but you'll get more people who buy because they connect with you if you are engaged. I don't see her in there in any type of community. I don't know that she has a community per se, like a Facebook group type thing. I don't know that she has one. So I don't know. I don't know that I
Okay,
can call
so
what she has community.
well, she has a community in a sense of, I mean, a Pied Piper kind of thing. And this is something I've been thinking about a while.
Followers.
Yes, she has followers, but they do things. There's followers that follow and don't do anything, which is, it always brings me to the story of a while back. There was this influencer that she had all of these millions of followers on Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to start a t-shirt brand or something brand." And she was dropping the things and make the store, and open the store, and nobody bought, and she cried about it. I have 10 million followers and nobody bought my cheap. It's because there's a disconnect. But Kim has
because it's not a community,
right? No, and what I'm saying is it's a group of followers.
Yeah,
but it is a community in the sense of they think of themselves as a community, just like Taylor Swift has a community of Swifties or whatever, and then Beyonce has the Beehive, and Name Your Person has a thing.
Yeah, you know what? And not to, I agree, but I also am pushing back a little bit because these are quote communities that they did not foster. That was the fans that themselves got together and say, "Oh, we're Swifties. We're members of the Beehive." They didn't go. Sheeple.
This is it. And I say community because that's the word that I'm thinking about. But this is what it is. I don't care what you call it. It's that she has it, and other people don't. Other people do the same thing and don't have it. So, because of her, there's different pieces that work for the people that want what she has to offer. These Skims. I think her sister has the makeup line. They want those things. They're buying. I want you to see that. Buying. I don't care about her and how she does it. They're buying. This woman would not have a store on Fifth Avenue if people were not buying her products.
And that's
what I'm saying.
No, I 100% agree. That is a huge business move, because to go from primarily online and retailing in stores to your own brick and mortar.
Apps. Remember, she had an app.
She had the app, exactly.
Yeah.
That shows there's some business move somewhere. Would I have done a brick and mortar? No. Because this is not the age of the brick and mortar. That's more of an old school thing to show, well, look at me, I'm on Fifth Avenue amongst all these other stores. So that's like a flex, a personal flex. But business-wise, does that make sense? I don't know, maybe.
Well, see, here's the thing. She has the mom. The mom has business sense, marketing sense. She's always had it. And they've got other business advisors. That's what I want you to see.
Yes.
They would not be to this point of being on Fifth Avenue, because as a store, you want to, if you're coming to Manhattan, you need to be on Fifth Avenue. Apple's on Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue. That's where you want to be. So there's a certain brand attachment to that will attract certain people. Not us. I'm not her customer. I could really care less. So it's not applying to me. Fred has some comments. Let me get Fred's.
Yes.
Fred says, "No thanks. I will get a full-time job and work for someone." Tamales.
Listen, hey, if I was in Alaska, I would want tamales.
There's an AO book about marketing regarding people and as sheep. Okay. Fred says, "I mentioned this in a class I taught, and the Gen Z cried to the department and said we are she." But you're right. Why
to the department? You know what? I've had just.
Why are they upset when you call a thing a thing? I love to call a thing a thing,
because they've been so caught. And not on the whole, but many of them have been so coddled in terms of not being able to hear the truth as the truth is, which is why they're trying to take things out of books so people don't feel bad. That's part of the problem. That's why they went crying to the department. Listen, they would hate to see me coming. That's all I have to say.
So Fred says the department says I have to be more sensitive to these, and he put ZZZers, and I walked out. Deuces. I agree with you, Fred, but I don't understand why we can't call a thing a thing.
They are sheep. Let's go. Sheeple.
They are. And you know what? To me, that's okay. Because if I'm Kim Kardashian, I'm good. Because I got people that want to buy the things that I'm selling. No matter whether she hand sold each one or she got it from China. I don't care about that.
I'll take China for $200.
Thank you. But I don't, but her fans and her customers don't care about how the sausage is made.
They don't. And you know what and I know this has become a whole marketing thing, but I'm very interested in this. And you are the marketing queen. So I might as well take advantage while you're here.
Okay.
This whole thing of Skims has also, wouldn't you say, set off a whole other trend, because what's happened is if you go to Amazon, you will see many dupes of Skims. Yes. And so this has she's actually set off a trend of these. It's apparel, but the biggest thing was like the kind of seamless underwear type thing that was really comfortable.
Right. The what's the other lady? The Spanx. That she really originated this because she actually hand sold her prototype.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So compare her to the and again, Kim is biting off of this. What is her name? Sarah Blakely. She's biting off of her, but guess what? There's enough for the pie for everybody.
Exactly. And the thing that Kim Kardashian did also, well, their whole family is Taste the Rainbow. So she, since that is the case, and she has a daughter that is biracial, you have to think she's thinking about things differently now.
Listen, they owe that's why I wanted you to mention the tape. They started with the tape. But the mom is the architect of how we got to today.
Because that tape could have been the end of us ever seeing a Kim Kardashian.
Without the mom, we would not be here in 2024. Fred, thank you, Fred, with all the comments. Fred said, in elementary school, we played show and tell with Let's Pretend, which is also one of my favorite Al Jarreau. I almost said AI.
I know, I saw that. Oh, that's Al Jarreau.
AI. Al Jarreau song, Show and Tell with Let's Pretend is the world of social media marketing. See, that's why I love to talk about marketing and branding and then sales, because they're three different things, but you all need them together to have a successful business. You need every part of this. And I don't get mad when I see a Kim Kardashian or whoever influencer doing what they do, striking while the iron is hot, because that's another part of this is trends, because of the social media marketing, which thank you, Fred, for bringing that up. A big part of this is trends, and who sets the trends? What culture sets the trends? And I'm gonna call it what it is: the Black Gen Zs, the teens, and some Hispanic, but minority. Okay. They set the trends. When you say FOMO, who started saying FOMO? When you started saying FAFO, where did that come from? Fleek, where did that come from? They all came from the teens. And it got involved in our culture through social media. And then here come the copycats of the corporation or the brands trying to capitalize on that. See? That's a big part of it. Being successful and having something grow into a brand is, and this is what the Kardashians did. The mom realized that they must hitch their wagon to popular culture.
Right.
And popular culture is Gen Z, teenagers. Right now it's Gen Z. It's going to be Gen Alpha, whatever they're doing. The smart move, and that's why I said I'm not a fan of them. I'm a fan of the mom's marketing process and thoughts. Okay, so Fred says, remember the Wiz yelling down to changing of the colors in the Wiz where everybody was dancing in circles?
Yes, the color of the day is red. You've got to be seen in green. Gold is gold. Yes.
Further, that's the pure view of trends. Yes, trends is when you look at social media, you have to include trends. See, it's I look at it as pieces of the puzzle. Okay. Yeah, so I know we're getting off the track, so let's get back on. But whenever I hear these stories about creators wanting to, the impossibly high standards and hurdles, hoops, that these platforms set for you to monetize. The option to monetize is already here. It has been here since Web 1.0.
Yes.
It's been here. It just takes a lot of work. So Web 1.0 to Web 3.0, where we are now, there are tools today that makes the process much, much easier than it was when the web first started. And it's AI. You love it or hate it. I don't care about that. I look at the tool. And you have to make a process, a system of, I make the system, I make the platform, I gather the community, I gather the followers, whatever, because they're followers before they become a community. So you get the followers, you have the right message, you have the right product, you have the way for them to buy, you continue to nurture, It's a system.
Yes.
And I always think about Lucy and the chocolates. That's what it is. So you have to keep it moving. The content is the you have to keep putting the and it keeps churning. The system keeps churning when you do it correctly. That's why I wanted to bring up the Kim Kardashian. They're doing it correctly. It's not about, well, I don't like them. It's not about liking. It's about they have the system and then they plug it in to current trends. And here you have it. So Fred, thank you, Fred. Fred says content creators plus digital capital for these companies. And then he says content creators is digital capital. Yes. So another part of this is, again, you don't have to do it all on your own. I like that because I'm a coder, a builder, a developer. I mean, I built code, websites from code and stuff. So I see that and I know it's difficult for some, but the easier road would be the sponsorship, the brand sponsorship that Mario is talking about. Dr. Tachi's into that, and you have more ownership over the monetization of it. You have more control of the money that comes in.
that too.
Yeah. And you're happier. Yeah. This is my end of the road is you're happier. Are you happy with this? Snapchat, TikTok, all of these? No. And I know they're not happy because they complain about it. And I'm like, there's another road. Please get on it. It's there. Okay. All right. So let's that's my thought process. And always, like, I could talk about that all day. So let's get back.
I love it though. I love it. We'll have to do another episode.
I know you had an opinion. Right. I know you had an opinion on the creators and stuff, because we've talked about this lots of times. So that's how I see it. I know a lot of people don't see it.
Yes.
It's there. And that's one way to monetize, and one way to, I'm trying to think of a word where you better your life through you have more money. You're happier, because you are controlling your life and you're not going to a job that you hate 9 to 5, which you can go. You can still work 9 to 5. We're not putting down 9 to 5. No, it's just that if you hate it, and I know that feeling because I used to have that. I used to wake up and like, I hate this job, but I gotta go because I got bills to pay. But it's like, okay, now you got to figure out, how do I get out of that because I hate it and get onto the path where I don't hate and I love doing this. See? And it's not anybody that does it. Kim Kardashian's not special. She just figured out the secret sauce. Her mom did. They figured out the secret sauce, and that's what you need to do. All right. I talk so long, my notes close.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, so that was the Snapchat, and I'm like, because this really bothers me, and I'm like, ugh. All right, so Snapchat. Now, I like to bring new apps that we haven't heard of, or new apps that are being developed. One is called Tapestry, Tapestry, Tapestry.
Okay.
It's a new app for tracking social media, news, blogs, and more. It's going to launch early 2025. It's going to unify social media, news, and RSS, which is I forgot what it is. Something. I forgot what it is. It's the websites have I'm forgetting what it is, but you can follow your websites without going to it.
Oh,
It's a feed, RSS feed. Every website has it. Feedly. If you use Feedly, that's an RSS aggregator. Okay. Oh, Fran is here. Fran says sometimes it's good to listen to mom.
yes.
Okay, so Tapestry, it brings everything into one place instead of you going to find it. So they're saying this is designed by Icon Factory. This is the same team that developed Twitterrific. If you remember that app when Twitter, back in the day with Twitter. So they're saying this is a tool that could better organize today's fragmented online media, allowing users to track their favorite blogs, news sites, and social media networks from a single app. So they are saying that they're ready to launch in early 2025. It will appeal to people who are tired of trying to keep up with multiple sites, blogs, and social media services by constantly opening new browser tabs and switching apps. It also capitalizes on users being frustrated that there are now too many Twitter clones, which I'm like, there's not too many Twitter clones.
No,
It's only one or two.
and yeah, I mean, and when you say Twitter clone, I'm only thinking about Blue Sky, and that's
Blue Sky, and there's Spoutable.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So where's the too many clones? Threads is not a clone.
No.
Mastodon is not a clone.
No, they're attempting to reach the same audience, but that doesn't make it a clone.
Yes. Yeah. So the real strength of Tapestry lies in allowing people to create their own custom feeds or timelines where they can pick and choose which sources like social sites, websites, blog, podcasts, and more. That is to come early 2025. Okay. Tapestry. Now, this is another one. This was old, but new. Does everybody know Flipboard?
Yes.
Flipboard is launching a new app called Surf, S-U-R-F. It's a new app for browsing the open social web. Again, it's going to be a place where it's going to be different protocols. So Surf supports open protocols like RSS, which provides feeds for updates from websites and podcasts. Blue Sky is based on AT protocol and ActivityPub. This is all tech stuff. It's going to be a different protocols all in one, kind of like the Tapestry, but a little different. It will allow users to browse and explore the open web. It will include services like Mastodon, Blue Sky, public web content like blogs, podcasts, YouTube videos, and more. So the Flipboard CEO says Surf has been in development for almost 2 years to solve many of the problems users face when they want to leave larger centralized social media networks and, all the tech, blah, blah, and all that. But what this is that it's in open beta now. What you can do is invite only, so you can't find it. I'll look for it. But what the app does is you can build your own custom feed that combines sources of your own choosing. For instance, if you wanted to follow a specific topic like mountain biking, you could combine feeds that includes the people you like to follow, real-time searches, keywords, popular hashtags, specific RSS feeds for websites and blogs you like, favorite YouTube channels, podcasts, and more. So you can bring all of that mix into the Surf app. And it comes with 30,000 predefined topics you can combine and configure. So you can look at this on a range of different subjects and topics. It automatically filters out any news or posts that aren't about your subject of interest from appearing on the feed. There's also a Discuss tab that offers a Twitter-like timeline experience where posts from across social networks and sites are featured, where you can like, reply, repost, and bookmark when you're logged in with your Mastodon credentials. They will have support for Blue Sky login in a few weeks. The app is initially available on iOS and Android on an invite-only basis while in beta, but will be later available on the desktop web. Okay, I know that was a lot, but I'm going to tell you. See, look, Fran is already ahead of me. This is Google Plus, not Google Pages, Google Plus. This is Google Plus. This is what Google Plus was.
You're right. You're right.
I loved Google Plus, but they ragged on it and they dragged it and they ran it off. Like it went like a wounded animal into the forest.
Not a wounded animal.
A wounded animal, like. Because I watch a lot of Game of Thrones and stuff, so they would hunt the boar with the spear, and and then you had to hit it the right way, or the bow and that you had to kill it with a one shot, and then if you didn't that, it would run. So I'm like, you guys, we had Google Plus, you ran it off, so now you want to bring it back, Flipboard? You want to bring Google Plus back, because that's what Google Plus was. You can have a feed of topics and information, and follow people that posted things that you like to talk about, live streaming, whatever. And then within that, you could break off into a community, which was like a group structure where you went off of the main feed and you talked about this one topic that you love to talk about in a group of like-minded people. And then again, you could put you could do blog posts, you could link blog posts, you could put video on. So I'm like, this surf is Google Plus. Hello. They're bringing back Google Plus. So this is from Flipboard, and it is invite only beta. I'm trying to find it. I'm intrigued because I'm a Google Plus fan. So like I said, they ran it off into the woods. There's some comments. Mark Ward, thank you. Where will the TikTok Nation go if it's banned? Many are saying Lemon8, but that is the same company. Won't that be banned too? Time will tell. Thank you, Mark, for bringing this up, because the latest on TikTok is that they are going to the Supreme Court to hear about stopping the ban. So I said way back in the beginning that this would be a legal issue. It will work through the courts, and we see it a year later. It's working way through the courts. And Fred, thank you. Fred says Clapper. If you haven't heard of Clapper, yeah, I remember signing up for Clapper way back, because it's like TikTok and all of that. I signed up. I put a couple things up, and let me see real quick. I put a couple of videos up, and I just forgot about it. But Clapper is clapping along.
Yeah, there's so much.
So Clapper acts just like TikTok. It's an orange theme, but you have an invite, you have a bio page. It looks like TikTok. You put your videos. And I went over and I looked at some of the videos. So the first one I did was 5/26/2023. It has 1,900 views. Then I did another one, 1.8. Then I did another one, 1.3. And I forgot about it. I was like, oh, these little apps is chugging along. I have 237 followers. I did nothing in a year. Over a year. I did nothing with Clapper. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. My bio doesn't say anything. It just says Terry Johnson Online. And I put 3 videos. Now, do you want to go to Clapper? You can.
Sure.
Now, where will they go? Let's go back to the Mark. Where will TikTok Nation go? They're going to scatter, because there is no TikTok clone. I don't think there'll ever be a TikTok clone 100%, because the algorithm is over in China. They are not going to show us or tell us or ever let us know how that thing works. But it works fine. It works fantastic as far as getting views, building a community, stuff like that. Instagram is trying. Can't do it. Snapchat is trying. Can't do it. None of the apps we have now can do it. It's because of the algorithm, which is cold. That's how it works. So TikTok, they're going to go to YouTube Shorts. They're going to go to Instagram Reels. They're going to go to Clapper. They're going to go to Lemon8. And like you said about Lemon8, Lemon8 is owned by ByteDance. They will get to Lemon8.
That's the interesting thing here. when there are more implications, just to touch on the TikTok ban quickly or proposed ban, there are more implications than just for TikTok. As you know, you said Lemon8 is owned by that, but also a big thing that a lot of people are using is the what's the editor? No, the editor by
CapCut. They're gonna get to that too.
Exactly.
Is
So
CapCut
the thing
owned
is
by
like, yeah, I can't stand TikTok, but I use CapCut. I'm like, it's the
CapCut?
same company.
Who owns it? ByteDance?
ByteDance.
Okay, so they're gonna get there too. You can't eat the pie in one bite, people.
No, exactly. So there are a lot of different things, and that's just what's here in the US. ByteDance has other things over in China.
Yes, they have a different TikTok in China.
Exactly. What is it called? It's called,
they have educational videos for their children. They do not, the stuff that flies in TikTok for our kids, our teens, is not allowed over there. It's educational only. Think about how things are served to us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Now, we can get into the discussion of, oh, the Congress is just doing this for blah, 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 blah. But there's another part of this, and I think I talked about this a while back, that there's a propaganda part of this, a misinformation, disinformation. I'm not going to get into it. You can look at do some search about the election, and you run down the rabbit hole. There are some things happening, and it cannot be discarded. Now, is it 100% true? I don't know, but I'm saying there's a part of this in it. And we had a whole discussion about the ways that the government works, our government works, their government works, all of the history of going back to World War II and all of the propaganda and I think I brought up Tokyo Road and all. So we talked about that. So it cannot be dismissed. A part of this is, they just want to stop black. I've heard this. They want to stop black teams from making money. What did I just say?
What money are they making? I'm sorry. Let me lower my voice.
So these are things that are floating around on the internet, and they go in and out. And that's what I'm saying. I've seen that the government wants to stop black teens from making money. I'm like, what money are you? And it could be the shop part of it. It could be the shop part of it, not the creator program where so many views you get money. It could be the shop part of it that they're talking about, which people are making a lot of money. But there's an app called Whatnot.
I was about to say, get on Whatnot. If you really want to do that, get on Whatnot. There are a lot of people on there that are making bank. And I'm on Whatnot. I just never use it because I'm more on Poshmark. But if that's the thing, if you're looking for the actual app to pay you, that's where the problem lies.
That's what I was saying earlier. The app paying you is not the business. That's not how you make money in the creator economy. No. That's one of the things. And then Fred says, I'm starting an app called TalkTick.
I love how you and Mark Ward have collaborated on the comic relief.
Mark says, more platforms in which I can be ignored. It's called Diversity People is my brand. Fred says the government is take down TikTok one bite at a time. Ta-da!
You aren't lying.
Fred says stop hating on black team money. Boss you see? Fred, you about to take me down a road with this boss business. That's it. All right.
Wait a minute. I need to know what's the latest on that.
Dr. Todd, you seen the people online. Be a boss.
Yeah.
There's
boss moves.
Boss moves. And it's like you have to dress a certain way and look a certain way and talk a certain way in order to be successful online. And it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not. This boss thing scares a lot of women away, where they don't need to be scared away. So again, this is something I'm going to start doing in 2025. And I don't want to, I've been thinking about it. And it's Fred, you're bringing up the stuff. He says, LOL. You're bringing up all the stuff. And I'm trying to get through this update. Fred says, that would be a cool app named Boss. Okay, you can have it.
Thank you. Why would you put that out in public? Keep that to yourself and trademark it.
You do that. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the TikTok thing. What will happen with TikTok? Thank you, Mark, for bringing that up. It's still, we have until January 19, 2025.
Yeah.
Think about that date.
Yeah. It's the day
January,
before the inauguration.
before a certain someone becomes the new, who will the next
new
day,
military junta.
the next day, the king will do what?
We don't. Yeah,
Right, we don't know. I'm
we
just
don't
guessing.
know.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's a
We
there's
don't
a
know
lot
what's
of
gonna happen.
talk
There's
now
talk.
about not about him trying not to ban TikTok.
Listen,
I
there's
don't trust it with
I
a
don't
grain of
listen.
salt.
I have this is a reason why I don't watch the news. I don't want to hear any of this stuff. It comes to me anyway when I go on social media. We don't know what's going to happen on January 20th at 12:01 p.m. We don't know what's going to happen. So I don't speculate. All I know is it's in the courts right now. And January 29th, it will not be in the App Store. Because
And you know what?
the president will be Joe Biden, who signed the ban.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? And in fact, he was the original one because he got his stupid feelings hurt when nobody showed up.
And then everybody, all the Jizzy on TikTok went after him, and they did something. Oh
yeah, they bought. There was a rally or something he had. They said they organized to get all the tickets, and then they didn't show up.
Right,
so it was like empty. He was livid because he is so egotistical. His fragile ego cannot handle that.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is that kind of accelerated the whole thing toward ban. So it was his idea in the first place.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to act, but see, all the followers will forget conveniently that this was his idea in the first place.
Yes, they will forget. So here we go. We got to look at the facts. The ban has been signed by Joe Biden, current president, until January 20th, 11:59 a.m. He's still president officially. So the ban is for January 19th. And think about why they chose the date. I love it. January 19th, it gets banned for a day. January 20th, 12:01 p.m. We don't know what happens. Maybe it comes back. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's uncharted waters. So I'm just saying this is really exciting to me to see this talk about a social media app, because people are saying, oh, you're stopping Black teens from making money. You're stopping business
That's
owners.
nonsense.
My business won't survive without.
Well, then you don't have a good business. How about that?
You don't have
your business model should not be tied to a platform. How about that?
Your business should be, I can stand on the street corner with a box or a table and sell it.
Listen,
that's a business.
If Poshmark went belly up or decided we're not doing any anymore, I could go anyplace else.
What not?
I could go to what? In fact, in the new year, listen, people, I really am going to. Yeah. A lot of people do. In fact, most people who are resellers, they're selling on several different platforms at once.
Amazon. Doesn't Amazon?
Yeah.
Live streaming?
They
live
do.
Selling, live shopping?
I do it when I think about it.
So and this is my opinion on why people don't want to leave TikTok, because it's easy and they're lazy and they've gotten used to it. And
correct.
I don't want to start at zero on another app. That's the number one. And who talks about this? Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time. He says that you guys, it's an ego thing and you don't want to start off at zero, but that's where everybody starts.
Yeah, you have to start saying to yourself, I don't mind starting at zero.
It's the same thing when Blue Sky, okay, the last app that came out, Blue Sky, there was a lot of complaints about they don't want to go to Blue Sky because I have 100,000 people on Twitter. I have 100K on Twitter. I don't want to go to Blue Sky and start with zero. It's embarrassing. I feel bad. Blah, 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 blah. So he always goes, get rid of your ego. No one cares. He uses a word, but I'm not going to use it. No one cares.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's right. No one cares. The only people that care are the ones that are connected with you and you want them to follow you, and they will if they want to. Kim Kardashian. That's why it ties back into her. People want to follow her and for whatever reason, behavior wise, all of the things that we talked about. Okay. It works for her. It works for everybody.
Yeah.
Just not on the scale of 200 million followers.
No.
Your scale might be 50 followers. Your scale might be 100 followers. Your scale might be 1,000 followers. But all of those 1,000 people will buy. See? Ta-da. Kim has 200 million followers, but does she have 200 million people buying things?
No, that's impossible. You only need a small fraction.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. Here's another beautiful thing that we brought up this week. I think Fran and I talked about. It's free. Does YouTube charge you a fee to set up a channel?
They do not.
Does Instagram charge you a fee?
If you talk about
sign up. No. Not.
No.
I'm not talking about all the extra stuff that I'm talking about to sign up.
To sign up? No, they don't. You can sign up today if you want.
Email, and you sign up, and you're there. You're in the mall. There's no person at the front of the mall saying it costs $5 to get in. You just walk through the door. That's what social media is. So all of the, like Fred was talking about, the Gen Zs whining and crying, it's because they have a soft life, and I'm not gonna get into that. But there's a part where people don't want to do the work, and Fran and I talked a little bit about this on Tuesday, and I said it's farming, because my grandparents had a farm. So
yes, I remember that.
Farm. What happens when you buy a farm? You buy a piece of land. Is there a farm on it? Is there crops growing? Is the chickens over there making eggs? Laying eggs? No, you gotta seed all that.
Right.
Work. But what are the rewards? What are the rewards? Oh, farm fresh eggs, fresh vegetables, organically grown the way that you want to grow them. See?
Yes.
All right, so let's move on. I got a couple more things. Let's talk about Threads. Oh wait, there are new. Oh, I got both apps. Okay, those are the two new apps. So Threads has been doing some threads. Threads is doing some threads. Threads is adding a new feature called Use Media for resharing photos and videos. It's a new way to reshare photos and videos on the social network. Instead of quote posting the original post and then adding commentary, you can now click a new option called Use Media, and you just reshare the media into a new post where you type in what you want to type in. The image and the video will still be credited to the original poster. The new option is a quick, easy way to add your creative takes to trending images. This is from Meta. That's what they said. So the attribution to the original poster would appear on the top left of the image. To access the option to use media, you long press on any media published on Threads, or you tap on the repost button. It's an option next to repost and quote. So if that's something that you wanted, Meta has made it so. There you go. The next one, Threads, has now reached 300 million active users. They also have reached more than 100 million daily active users. And this is up from the 300 million monthly active users is up from 275 million in November. I love the daily active user count, because that tells you if somebody really is going to this every day, whereas monthly, they kind of like it. And then it's not the total users of people signing up for an account, because you could sign up for an account, like I said, it's free, and just abandon it and never come back. See, so that's why you want to look at the daily active users.
Right.
So good thing Threads. Threads is also testing a post scheduling feature that will let you schedule posts. So they're testing. You won't be able to schedule replies, but you'll be able to schedule a post.
Okay.
So this is the quote from Adam Mosseri. We want to balance giving people more control to plan their thread posts while still encouraging real-time conversation. See, I love this man. Can I tell you how much I love this man?
Do tell.
Yes, I will tell you. I've said it several times. I love his videos and his posts. He comes on and tells you exactly what they're doing. Exactly. If it's a new feature and it's for creators only, he will say creators. Business people will whine and cry, but he didn't call you. He said creators.
Yes.
Different category. Here he says you can plan your thread posts while still encouraging real-time conversations. What does Threads want on Threads? Real-time conversations.
Yes.
When you do those things, you get rewarded. Ta-da! So if you're not following Adam Mosseri on Instagram, please follow him. And when he comes and says something or he posts something, please look at it thoroughly because he's telling you to your face. This is what Instagram values. I think the last thing he said, Instagram values shares. So you don't have to guess. That's why I love him. You don't have to guess what to do on Threads to get the maximum engagement. Real-time conversation. What's a real-time conversation? People talking to each other back and forth with posts and replies. It's real simple, but people are making this hard. They're making this hard. They go to Instagram and they cry on every post. We want chronological order back. We want to see our posts in chronological. And I'm like, you guys not gonna let this go, huh? when the man is telling you what to do. So again, I digress. All right. So this is what's going on with Threads. Was there? Oh, there was some comments. That's what it was. Oh, here, Fred says, I tried to tell someone this platform world will be changing. This person told me I can't kill their dreams. Fred, you keep bringing up things that's going to get me off track again.
Fred, I need you to stop hanging in wherever you're hanging out at and meeting these people.
Fred, please tell me what you said to this person when they said that to you. What was your response? I really want to know. Put that in the comments, please. I want to know, seriously. As Mark Ward. Mark says, it's difficult to resolve the security risk of TikTok when all of the politicians that were warning of it showed up with their own accounts for their elections. We could talk about this all day. Yes, see, that's the is it dichotomy, the word I want to use? I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. Is it dichotomy?
I think so.
There's another. There's here it is. Do as I say, not as I do. Your parents said that.
Yes.
Do as I say, not as I do. That's what this is. And I'm not saying that TikTok is the worst. It is the worst if you look at the ranking that the government is looking at it, because of, like I said, there's a whole disinformation, misinformation, the thing with Russia going on. There's a whole, all of that stuff. You can go down that rabbit hole. But there are other apps, and here go people. Well, what about what about people? What about Facebook and Instagram? Yes, those are bad too. But will you put them down? Will you leave them? Will you delete your account? You say you do. You say you will, but they never do it. I'm going to delete this app. I'm leaving it. They never do. Same thing with X. I'm leaving. They don't leave. I'm just saying, you have to look at it. So we've talked about TikTok forever. I say for business purposes, use it until it's not there anymore. But have a system of getting them off TikTok to your YouTube, to your website, to your whatnot, to your whatever. See? It's a swinging vine. Remember Tarzan in the jungle? How did Tarzan get around?
On vines with monkeys.
He grabs one, swings, and grabs the other and moves. So that's, I'm sorry, guys. These are things that come to my head when we're talking. I know they sound crazy, but this is how my mind works. For instance, all these thread moves are archaic. All these thread moves are you mean they're archaic, or they're not moving the needle? Fred says, LOL. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I just said, okay, well then. Between Fred and Mark, I'm not going to be able to make it through without laughing. Fred said, "Tell the Wiz I said, "Oh, and he will make it one day."
Oh,
excuse me. I'm actually crying, Fred. I don't know if you can see it. I got tears.
I love that stuff affects Terry like this.
I can't because I'm like, how in the world am I killing your dreams? You're not invested in your dreams if somebody can kill it.
Hello, that's right.
See, I told you I didn't want to get into that. Nobody can kill my dreams. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Exactly.
Nobody's killing my dream. All right. Thank you, Fred. I'm crying. I'm actually crying. All right, let's get back to this. So I got a few more. Instagram. Let's talk about Instagram. Instagram now lets you schedule DM. Speaking of scheduling, so you can now you have the ability to schedule direct messages, and this is rolling out globally. This is useful for creators and brands that want to schedule outreach messages at optimal times. It will also be useful for regular users who want to reach their friends at a certain time due to different time zones. Plus, they can use the feature to send a reminder about something at a certain point in the future. Okay, you schedule a DM by typing the message, hold down the send button, and then selecting the date. You can schedule messages up to 29 days in advance. Once you schedule a message, you see a banner notifying you that you have one scheduled message every time you open the chat until the DM is cleared. Okay, there's an Instagram. Instagram is also teasing AI tools for editing appearances and backgrounds in videos. Now, there's another app that I think YouTube. I think YouTube was. Oh, let me take this comment because if I see it, I'll laugh again. I think YouTube has done this also, where you can edit you can have an AI background, like a green screen thing. Like I could do it here and have unicorns and I always use unicorns and rainbows. I don't know why. I can have unicorns and rainbows back here. So Instagram is doing this AI tools for editing. So you will be able to change nearly any aspect of your video using text prompts. It uses Meta Movie Gen AI model, and it's going to launch next year. Again, out of Adam's mouth, if you follow him on Instagram, he tells you what's coming.
May I show this?
Yes.
Okay, because I was following that story too, so I will. Okay, let's present. Let's share screen. Let's go to Instagram. Okay. Can you see?
No, hold on. You got to bring it on the screen. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. There we go.
Context in which you're sitting, or add a chain, whatever you can think of. Now, all of that you're seeing here are some of the early research models that we've been exploring, and we're hoping to bring some of these into the Instagram app next year. So keep an eye out, more to come. Peace.
Look at that.
We're working on some really exciting AI tools for you.
So let's take it off because it's replaying. Yeah, see, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it looked, because AI is getting so good that now you're able to integrate the real with that. Now this is going to be interesting, because there are going to be a whole bunch of creators claiming, hey, I'm in Paris. No, you're not.
True. See, we're going down, and I think I've said it, I'm trying to remember all the stuff that I said. We're going down a rabbit hole with AI where your eyes, you could be able to tell. Remember, that was a saying that you couldn't fake video. Remember that?
Yeah.
I think this was true when the Rodney King stuff happened. It was like, it's video, you can't fake that. But now we're in an era where it's video, you can't fake it. So what do you do what do we do as humans in society? I don't see society in your contact. Okay, I didn't ask you, Siri. Goodbye. Yeah, bye. See, they're annoying. We're reaching the point, guys, and I'm sorry. Those that are afraid, please don't be afraid. We're at the point where you will not be able to believe anything you see. You won't believe it because it's going to be so realistic. Sora came out. I think we talked about Sora last week. It came out. I've used it a couple times. You can tell it's AI, but it's going to get to the point where it's not. What do we do? So you're going to have to, and I always say the government has to do a part of this. There's going to have to be education. You're also going to have to teach your children. I mean, I did this with my daughter from day one. The internet is not real. She knows it now. The internet is not real. Yeah. She knows when she sees something, she knows to question it, is what I'm saying. We're not innocent anymore. It's not, when we were kids, it was like, hey, TV is real. Now it's like you cannot trust it. And I don't know how do you feel like that? I know how does everybody feel about it? I know how I feel. But I want to know how everybody else feels about that. Really.
Yeah.
Fred says AI, the world of make-believe. Right. And Fred says, my great-grandmother would tell me if I get too close to the TV.
Wasn't that what everybody said?
Yeah, you go blind. Did we go blind? Well, I'm wearing glasses, but but I can see. With the right prescription, I can see. So this is the world we gotta live in now, guys. I'm sorry. Fred says, one day my great grandmother saw the talking bear for Snuggle Ferris off and said, Fred, I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to get up and leave if you don't stop.
Your grandmother, your great grandmother must have been Pentecostal or Kojic, because that's some straight. Everything is the devil. No wearing pants in church. No, wow.
I need a tissue for my eyes.
It's nothing but the devil. Nothing is ever nice.
Oh my God. I'm going to pass out from laughing. Fred, he said, oh yeah. You're making my nose run.
Wow.
Okay. I'm laughing because it's bringing memories to me. I got relatives that, and I can hear them. That ain't nothing but the devil. Girl, you better get away from the TV. Girl, you better put that phone down. It's lightning and thundering and the lightning.
Oh, God forbid you're on the phone during a no way.
And I'm going, but Mom, what are you talking about?
I mean, no, but I still, if there's like a thunderstorm, which is all the time in the summer here, I turn off everything.
But I do the same thing only because she put it in my head. And see, that's why I'm laughing, because Fred is saying. I'm like, I got right there, nothing but the devil. Stay away from that girl. Stay up by the devil. Okay. Woo, the ancestors. All right. Fred, if you give me one more, I gotta leave. And Dr. Tanya will be here by herself. I'm gonna have to leave. All right, so let me get back to this. I got a few more. YouTube latest test lets creators post voice notes as comments. So now you could come in instead of typing a comment. You can post voice notes, like an actual voice. So it's limited to certain creators in the US for the time being. They'll only be able to post those voice comments through the iOS YouTube app or their own channels. Creators who have this feature enabled can tap on the new sound wave icon while replying to a comment, record their reply, and post it as a comment. While only some creators can post a voice comment, everyone will be able to listen to these comments. Users will also see a transcript button below the voice note to read the comment if they don't want to play the voice note. So this is to facilitate more relationship between creators and fans. Now, it's starting out with creators only, but this will be, and I think it'll be an option that the creator of the channel will control, that your people that watch your videos will be able to do this. Okay. But only I'm just guessing. I don't know what YouTube is going to do. I'm just thinking that you might be able to turn this thing on for your channel if you want to. If you got a nice channel, everybody is adults and everybody plays nicely in the sandbox. You might leave this on for them, and they could leave a voice note for you. Also, remember that YouTube has blocking tools. You can put words in and stuff, so it will, if somebody uses that word on your channel, if it's in the voice, it's going to block it. So that's why I'm thinking of it.
Okay.
That's why I'm thinking. I don't know. They may not, but this is what YouTube is doing now. So it's a test. Remember, it is not on. It's a test. So YouTube does a lot of things to facilitate conversations and relationship between the channel owner and the viewers. So it makes sense to me.
Makes lots of sense.
All right, so I think I'm done. I just got one more, and then we'll go to media. I know there's some juicy stuff. Oh yes. Two more. So OpenAI brings ChatGPT to your landline, not smartphones, landlines.
Oh God of heavens! Go ahead.
Call 1-800-242-8478. 1-800-CHAT-GPT, and OpenAI AI-powered assistant ChatGPT will respond. Here's the quote. Our mission at OpenAI is to make artificial general intelligence beneficial to all of humanity, and part of that is making it as accessible as possible to as many people as we can. Okay? So the experience they're saying is identical to the advanced voice mode, where you can have the conversation feature on ChatGPT now with the mobile app. It's basically Her, the movie Her, when you're doing voice chat and you're talking, instead of typing. That's what it is. So OpenAI is offering 15 minutes of free calling for US users. Then the call just ends. Standard carrier fees may apply. They're also making this available on WhatsApp for those who prefer to text the AI assistant. With WhatsApp, so you won't need an account for the WhatsApp experience. You won't need an account for the 1-800-CHAT-GPT landline. But if you want to keep talking and you get to the limit, they'll prompt you to go to the app, download the app, or go to the desktop. Now, why would they do this? Why would OpenAI make it on a landline? There's a reason. I want to see if anybody knows.
Well, they talked about accessibility. Are they trying to make it accessible to older generations?
That, and also remember, there are areas where internet service.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's very true.
Right? There's lots of places, rural areas, where they don't have internet. I think Google was trying something with the government. I think that, a whole bunch of stuff where the government is trying to get internet access to everyone. Everyone. Whether you are, wherever you are. So rural areas have difficulty with internet service. So here we go. Fred says, not talk. Wow, landline. Wait until that gets hacked, and then nice. Okay,
so if you change one number in that phone number, can you also then talk to Angie and Jesse from All My Children?
I don't know. What's that? Do they have a number?
Yeah, what is it? 1-800-CHAT-GPT or whatever it was.
Yeah, 1-800-CHAT-GPT. That's what you call on your phone.
Why wouldn't they? But you know what would have been easier? I don't know if this is possible, but something like a star GPT or pound GPT.
Oh, I don't know, but the number is 1-800-242-8478. So if you don't want to, a lot of people don't want to remember numbers; they will remember words. So that's why they said
1-800-CHAT-GPT. Okay, so that makes sense. So what happens? It reads out to you what the
Have you know about the advanced voice mode, right?
Yes,
that's what it does. Except it's on you're holding the phone and you talk and it talks and you talk and it talks.
Okay, well, you can't copy paste that, but all right.
No, it's going to be voice. Yeah. See, but then there's a limit of 15 minutes, and then ChatGPT probably says, hey, do you want to save this chat, or do you want to talk some more? Go to ChatGPT on the web, or, go to the mobile app, but if you have the mobile app, you're not calling the landline. See, it's really because of the rural aspect of it. I know in Alaska, like there's definitely spotty service and stuff. So you might want to do something real quick in 15 minutes and you have a landline. And that will work for you. Mark says there's nothing more touching than hearing snark and criticism from the troll. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm warning you. There's gonna be one picture on this screen in a minute. I'm telling you. I love it though. Thank you. Okay, so that's ChatGPT. One more, I promise. One more. This is Apple. We really do not talk about Apple, but it's the end of the year. Apple reveals 2024 most downloaded apps and games on the apps and games on the App Store. So I have let me do the screen share. Let me see with my Do I have it? Oh man, don't tell me I closed it. Did I close it? App Store. Oh, here we go. No, my eyes, I cannot see what I'm doing. All right, so I know this is not big enough. Should I zoom it? Yeah, let's zoom it. Let's zoom it. Zoom. Okay. Top free apps. What's the first one? Temu. How do you pronounce this thing? Temu?
Yes.
Look at number 2.
Threads.
I said it would be big. I'm not patting myself on the back, but when this thing came out, Threads, I said, ooh, that's going to be something. People are like, no, nobody's going to use it. It's number 2. TikTok's number 3. ChatGPT is number 4. Google is number 5. Instagram is 6. WhatsApp, Messenger 7. Look, CapCut.
For now.
Now, YouTube, Gmail, Google Maps. Shein?
Yeah, Shein has
Shein.
Shein has fallen. I don't know app wise, but they were the most visited website. So I don't know about website, but okay.
Right. There's I could go to SimilarWeb and look it up, but I really don't want to. Okay. But I could, there's a place to go to look up the website rankings. Facebook, Telegram, Messenger, Snapchat, Cash App, Spotify, Max, McDonald's, Amazon.
McDonald's.
Now, yeah. For the kids, teens.
They like the McDonald's app, do they?
You order, you just go in and get it. Now, look at this yellow one called Snapchat. I remember way back when Snapchat is dead. Is it dead? It wouldn't be on this list.
No.
Come on.
Just as much as they say, Clubhouse is dead. Okay, no, people are still over there doing their thing.
Yeah, they are. So here you go. I mean, this is it. And I like to look at App Store list, and also the Google Play has one. I didn't see the article. I almost closed the show out.
That would have been fun.
Clicked on the wrong tab. Okay, so I like to look at that because it shows you popularity of the apps. It shows you what's hot, especially with Gen Z drives a lot of this. Millennials drive a lot of this. And Gen X we do too. But I'm just saying I like to look at it to say, well, what's the buzz? What's hot? Also, this is an indicator of if you want to do some tech investing, you might want to pay attention to these charts. Snapchat is dead. I'm here to tell you it's not.
It is,
especially from an investing standpoint.
Yes,
you might want some chat. I'm not giving out investment advice. I'm just saying. I want to buy some stock. What should I buy? Look at these. Look at what the teens are doing. Look at the tech list. Do your own research. Go to CNBC and all these other places. And there's Benzinga, I think it's called. You can get on there. There's lots of investment things. But what I'm saying is that you look at these charts, it gives you an indicator, especially the end of the year, as far as what's popularity and usability. We talked about the daily active users. Where do they go? Well, here's your list for Apple. Then you got the Google list. Look at that. Those are clues. Fred says, new commercial for Call ChatGPT, a play of I did not tell you guys, a play off of Kool-Aid. Hey, ChatGPT. The icon could be big like the Kool-Aid man.
Like, hey, Chatty.
Fred, I'm going to send you to the timeout corner. All right. And that's your social media news and update for the week.
All right.
And we have Dr. Tachi up with the media.
Yes.
The media.
Lots of things. So I kind of wanted to start with something. It's media, but it's also video, since we mentioned Sora.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, have you played around with is it Veo or Veo?
No.
From Google yet?
No. That's something new.
Yes. So Google has an AI video generator, and apparently they're saying that it blows Sora out of the water.
Is it under Gemini or is it separate? What spell it for me?
It is okay. So they have labs.google/fx. Okay. So it's underneath there. So if you go there, there are a whole bunch of different tools. So they have Whisk, which is, I don't know, I haven't used Whisk, but they have Video FX, which is where you can see this thing Veo or Veo. I don't know how they say it. So it's under Video Effects, but there's a wait list.
Oh,
so
okay.
You have to join the wait list, but apparently this is supposed to be, and I'm enjoying Sora, but apparently this is supposed to, blow it. So here's my
Veo,
it's VEO, it's Veo 2.
Okay, VEO 2.
Yes.
All right.
And so
I'm just doing a Google while you talk.
Right. And so here's the thing. It appears right now that, there's a wait list. It doesn't look like there's a cost yet. There may be something, but Google's ecosystem is so wide, so it makes sense. And then also what they're saying is there may be a reason that it blows them out of the water, according to early testers. And it could be because of YouTube. Right. So Google has tapped into YouTube to train the AI models, but says other companies can't do the same. So that's a big reason they've been able to train their AI models on YouTube.
Right. Their own data.
Correct.
And when you sign up for YouTube, you agree to this. So
you agree to this.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
Right. If you don't want it, then you should not have a YouTube channel or post things to YouTube.
That's see, this is the difference between YouTube and Google and OpenAI. OpenAI trained, and there's a whole legal thing going on. OpenAI use authors and all the stuff in the public domain, which they really weren't supposed to. But Google is like, this is our own data. You guys came on. Like I said, YouTube is free. You came on, you signed that terms of service. You didn't read it all, but here you go. This is the end result. So
never mind, it's a 17 million page document.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does, right? So
I'm gonna dive into this.
Yes, absolutely. So I signed up and put myself on the wait list, and it's still in early previews.
Okay.
But people are sharing comparisons of the two models running the same prompts, and so far Veo seems to be more impressive according to
this. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
With the desk and all of the details and the man in the back, and look at all the people. Okay. Oh, look at this prompt. Wow.
That's the thing. You have to have, if you have really good prompts, you can, do things well. And again, I'm very much enjoying playing around with Sora.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, it's going to come down to cost as well. Sora right now, if you have a paid ChatGPT account, the $20 a month, you have access to Sora. But it is limited because you can only generate 5-second clips
Right.
and that type of thing. So it's limited.
Right.
If you
And
want more,
I believe with Sora you can use it for free.
yes,
Yeah. You get, you like you said, it's limited, and then if you have the plus you get more, and if you have the pro you have much
correct, exactly.
right, the limits are removed, because
Are
Fran
removed,
showed us last
exactly.
week with Sora
Right, she showed us
with
last
the
week.
free one. Yeah.
But now with but if you want the, you know, the what is the plus is $200 a month. Who's doing that?
The
So
pro. Okay, so we
the pro.
talked about that. The pro is for coders, uh uh medium businesses who want to use that.
Yes.
It's like when you use ChatGPT, you're fenced in. They fence you in. The free, you pay the plus, they move the goalpost out, and you have a little bit more room to play. With the pro, the $200 a month, they really give you more room to play in the playground of the stuff that they keep you from being able to be access to. And then it goes to coding, math, a lot of things that you need to do. It kind of takes the training wheels off when you have the pro version. It's
Correct.
not for everybody.
No.
I don't think anybody that's listening to this, you're not going to need it.
No. I mean, but if you're intending to do things like really make some, for example, training videos, you're looking into motion picture, that's something. I mean, so that's why I looked at it. But then I was like,
right. Some people are going to pay the 200. I'm like, bravo to you. Enjoy.
If it works and you can make it back, hey, I mean, it's a tool for business. That's a business.
Right.
Expense.
That's going to be a business tool. It's not quite the enterprise level, which they do have, but it's in between the plus. It's in between the plus and the enterprise. So that's why I said, listen, don't go, oh, how dare they? It's not for us.
Yeah, no, and it's okay. There are some things that I noticed that need to be adjusted as I was playing around with it. So for example, I've been using it a lot for real estate type things because, you know, I work with Gary, who's a realtor.
Right.
And there was one video that I wanted them to show a realtor taking somebody through a home tour. And it's nice, but I noticed that when the realtor put the arm up, the book she had in her hand disappeared.
Right.
So
that's going to be, it's still going to have issues with hands. I did one where I did a fashion model. She had 3 hands. So that anomaly is still there.
Right.
Okay. But it's much better than the early days, like DALL-E 1, which was really horrible.
Terrible.
Doing human like thing. But it's getting
it was
better.
awful. I'm like, this person is ugly.
Terrible. I was like, I think I mentioned it was like Salvador Dali painting us.
Yes, and then I saw one. Remember, you know, for Geico, the what is it? The caveman. They have there was a woman, and it looked like that. I'm like, this is ugly.
Yes, you are so right about that. So, but the day is coming where it's going to figure out those little anomalies, and they're going to be smoothed out, and you're going to, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be better than today. Only because that's how technology rolls.
Exactly.
Look at the history. That's how we roll.
That's how exactly. So yeah. So you know, so far people that are testing are saying that Veo really is much better than Sora, and Sora is already pretty magnificent.
Sora is good, and it's AI video.
Yeah.
Getting back to what I said, that video is going to be to where it's going to fool your eye, and you won't be able to say that this is AI. That day is coming. I don't know when, but it's
so coming. Let me show you this, even though I hate to. Okay. Oh, I could do it in here. It won't open X. I'll show you this. So they have the difference between Veo and Sora using the same prompt. So let me share this really quickly.
Okay. All this subject is very fascinating to me. I love to talk about AI stuff, AI tools. And I know we talked earlier when it first came out that here, let me put it on stage. That when it first came out, you know, there was the letter about banning, but you know, we're at a different spot now. So And
So
this is a comparison between
yeah,
Veo and
I'll
Sora.
play it again.
Okay.
So the top one is Veo. This
Mhm.
bottom one is Sora. Same exact prompt.
Right. And see, that's because the models are different. Just like I
Exactly.
talked about TikTok having an algorithm of code. The code is different. Code is written different for Veo and Sora based on two different companies.
Two
Google,
different companies.
OpenAI. They have different coders, different engineers, different people, and they do things differently. So
Yeah. So
I love it.
I do too. This is just the latest in this race, and the whole thing is that we know that Google is happy because let's be honest, ChatGPT really, when we talk about generative AI,
Mm-hmm.
most people say ChatGPT. It's
Like
become like
Kleenex.
Kleenex.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
become like Xerox,
Yeah,
right?
like Xerox. Yeah.
Yes, it's become like that. So the household word is ChatGPT, even if you were talking about Gemini or any of those things. So they haven't been, they have their own, but that's not the default. So
Right.
now if Veo ends up being much better than Sora, this is a point where they've won, one part of AI where they've won for
Right.
now. So we'll see.
Right. So the fallout between the war between Google and Claude and Anthropic is that we, the end user, get the benefit from all the tools that are coming up. And we always look at how are we using it in a business sense. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Great
So
stuff.
what's coming up next? Bluey. Now your daughter is
Bluey?
older than the age for Bluey, the cartoon. Yeah,
No.
so that is the rage now. Bluey.
Bluey.
Yes, I think he's a dog. So Bluey is the cartoon, and it's actually from Australia, but it is a big hit with kids everywhere. You've probably seen Bluey before.
I haven't. I just Googled it. I'm gonna bring it on the screen. I have. That's when you said Bluey. I was like, "Whoa, is that something off of Blue Sky?" Never heard of it.
Yes. So apparently there's going to be a Bluey movie. It is a hit animated series. Bluey is. And so apparently they're going to have a Bluey movie that will
Mhm.
hit theaters in 2027.
Okay.
So Walt Disney Company and BBC Studios announced Wednesday that it will be written by Bluey creator Joe Brumm and released in 2027. And the movie will, quote, continue the adventures of Bluey, a lovable, inexhaustible blue healer dog who lives with her mom, dad, and little sister Bingo.
So I have a question. Do
Yes,
they have Australian accents? That would be
they
really
do.
now I'm gonna watch some of it then.
Yes, they do.
I'm gonna look.
But I mean, it's a hit from the series itself, but also associated products and merch. Oh my gosh.
See, I'm glad you said that. See, that's the key here.
Oh, Fred.
Yeah, I saw it. I was trying to ignore it. Let me put it up before because it stopped me. The movie was go to the corner. Fred, go to the corner. Go to the corner.
Fred, turn in your computer at the door on your way out. Huh?
Sit like the teacher. Go and sit in the corner with your back to the school, to the students. Look at the wall.
And look at the wall. Exactly.
No, I love this because it's a piece, and I look at everything in terms of content because we laughed last week about because I paid attention to everything as a kid, like commercials and stuff, because realizing it now, it was content that attracted me. Good content, not just content, good content. So this is having good content that connects with an audience, that provides a service. I'm thinking it's educational.
It is.
Okay, see, I knew that off the bat because that's what they do with parents, and that gets the parents involved. It's educational. It's good for my kid. My kid enjoys it because it's animated. they learn something, and here comes the tie-in, the movie, the merch, the this, the that, and that's how it becomes a brand.
Mhm.
And then the company is happy, the creators.
Yes,
I love it.
absolutely. So right now, if you are not familiar, it streams in the US on Disney Plus, and it just wrapped its
Oh,
third
it's on
season.
Disney?
Yeah, it's on Disney
I
Plus.
don't watch it. I'm gonna watch it now.
Yeah. I mean, it may not hold your attention, it may, but parents with like small kids know about
Well,
Bluey.
I'm somebody that still watches Charlie Brown Christmas, so
Well, we all do, I think.
it might get me.
I still watch cartoons, so
Me too. So
yes.
I'm just saying, this might get me. It wasn't on my radar because I don't have little children. So
Right.
that's why I was like, Bluey.
But now you know. So Bluey
Well, I
is
will be
you can
checking
check
it
out the
out.
series on Disney Plus, and Bluey is getting a movie in 2027. Good for you, Bluey.
Hey.
All right. Speaking of somebody blue, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is in the works.
Stop.
And that's also planned for
Stop.
spring of 2027.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop. I had to go and watch the first one.
Okay.
I didn't know they were on 4.
4.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Continue. Speechless. Okay. Again, here's a brand, and they
Well, okay, let me correct myself. They're in development for 4, but the third movie is hitting theaters today.
The third, okay, so the third one is out today, and they're
Third
working
one
on
comes
4.
out today, and the studio Paramount Pictures, which is their studio, is eyeing a spring 2027 release for number 4.
All righty, they're making it. There must be money here, so they're making it.
Listen, that's why there was a Fast and the Furious 75. I mean,
I lost count. So you made a good joke. I lost count. I was like, how many?
I want to say there were 7.
I don't even know.
So they haven't made an announcement in terms of who's writing the 4th film, and there's no plot details yet, but they know that they're going to make enough money, I'm sure, off of this, that they want to go ahead with a 4th. So
okay, so real quick, because I googled it, they're saying Sonic the Hedgehog 3 got 6.5 million in Thursday previews, but they beat out Mufasa, the Lion King.
The Lion King,
3.3 million. So I'm thinking Disney was thinking the Lion King was going to be top dog or top cat.
Yes, but it feels like they were hoping for that.
Yes, yeah.
But it feels like we just got something with Lion King.
That's almost like, it feels like, but it's been maybe 2 or 3 years.
That could be it, but it feels like we just got something, and it could be fatigue for when it comes to that. Well, I'm not quite sure.
For us, it's Fat Albert.
Fat Albert, what?
I think this is back to the Bluey. Plus, I work with PBS Kids, and Fred says I have seen any Fast and Furious. The Sonic will ride for a while. Yeah, Sonic is gonna do his thing, because here it is. One day is beating out the Lion King. So.
And this is the thing with Sonic the Hedgehog, you forget when you see all of this that this was based off of a Sega video game.
Right.
You completely forget. It takes on a life of its own.
They're saying Keanu Reeves joined the lineup. Really? For Sonic.
I was like, yes, for Sonic. Yes. We have Jim Carrey,
mm-hmm.
Kristen Ritter,
mm-hmm.
Natasha Rothwell,
mm-hmm.
Shamar Moore,
Tika
Sumpter. Yeah, she was actually here yesterday doing a press junket for Sonic the Hedgehog. So she was here yesterday. Yeah,
she's the wife. I think she's the wife part.
Yeah,
Natasha Rothwell, is that the lady from
Yeah, the one that
From
she
Insecure?
from Insecure. Yep. And
Oh,
has
she was
the
a sister. Okay, now I remember. She was a sister. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is
Mhm.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Idris Elba is Knuckles. Colleen
Yeah.
O'Shaughnessy is Tails.
Okay.
So the first two films together have surpassed 725 million
Well,
at
there
the
you
global
go.
box office.
Well,
So
there
you
you go.
knew.
I said it's making money. If they're making a 4.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's happening with Sonic the Hedgehog. That's very interesting.
Oh, Lion King was 2019.
2019. They did some. Didn't they do
They said
something
something
more
between
recently?
there. Okay, I don't know. It's saying that it's getting better reviews than 2019's The Lion King, which made 1 billion. Okay, maybe there was something in between. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember what it was, but it will come to me.
Okay.
So let's talk about. We talked about this. You guys talked about this on Tuesday. Kai Cenat.
Yes. I
Okay.
didn't know how to say his name. I was like Kai, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name either, but I'm guessing, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your
Yes,
name.
forgive us.
So the premise here is it's not just about Kai Cenat, it's about sleep streams in general. So TubeFilter came up with this article asking, should sleep streams be banned? One platform thinks so. So I'm going to get into that in a minute. But this whole sleep streams is not new. You remember from the days when we were on Periscope and Meerkat.
I said that they did the blab, sleep and blab, and the blab in the bed or whatever.
Yes, yeah. Well, now I never saw sleep streams on Blab, but I remember, and there were some people that I knew because it was like there were a few of us who always streamed, so you know each other in that community. How we're
Right.
like, oh, we know you from Blab days, we know you from
we weren't
Periscope
in the
days.
bed, but we weren't in the bed in
Not
pajamas
in the bed. So there was Gare Bear is his. I haven't seen him in a long time, but Gare Bear he's in Texas, and he would do these sleep streams. You would hear him just snoring until it ran out, because you had a time limit back then with whatever. But so there would be sleep streams. There was one, oh, why can't I remember his name? But he was so cool. He had he was at work, and he would have the Periscope going, and it would just be towards a wall that he built out of like styrofoam. And people will watch now.
Why?
So because people will watch. And at that point, there was no monetization of any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the gurus coming on and say, oh, how to do this on Periscope, how to do such and such.
Right.
I went to the first Periscope summit that they did in New York.
I remember that.
Yes, I went because I was like, oh, I got to see. And so it was very interesting. It was very interesting indeed. But, they had people who had donned themselves the Periscope. I'm the Periscope king. This app has only been around for a few months. How are you the king already? Meerkat, I'll never forget. There was somebody. Don't ever brand your business based off of another app,
right?
Because I remember there was a Meerkat, especially some of these people had like Meerkat wallpaper.
Periscope.
Yes,
there's way back talking about Google Plus. There was somebody used to follow this guy. He was the Google Plus whatever. He had to take that out. Then there was another lady that I followed on Twitter when it first started. She called herself the Twitter something, and she's something else now. She's. I always say you cannot, like you said, Dr. Tati said, you cannot brand yourself as the Snapchat guru, because if Snapchat goes away, what are you, the guru? No, you have to be something a little bit more, not generic, but something more inclusive, where it's. You talk about Snapchat or you talk about this or that. And then when that tool goes or that platform goes, you're still the person.
Right. Because your skills should be independent of a particular platform. And what was happening is that's being short-sighted, thinking that these things are going to be around forever. Some may be. We look at Facebook. All of these things. It's only been since like let's say the early 2000s. Some
Yeah,
of the
early
earlier ones,
2000s.
but
Mhm.
social media as we know it now, we're talking about the early 2000s. So some of these
Yeah.
things have been around at this point for like 24 years, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean forever. So
Yeah.
get used to the fact that some of these things could go someplace else. Don't name yourself after the platform. Don't make your major thing talking about the
Right.
platform. I
Right.
remember there was one person who was on, and everybody used to watch him and follow him on Periscope. And his thing was like, he was all like, put a one in the chat if you're ready to hear the next thing on how to do such and such on Periscope. So,
Right.
you know, because he had spent so much time funneling energy into Periscope, when it
Right.
finally, well, he was smart enough to kind of transition, but
Right.
he then had to, okay, well, I can't really talk about the software or the app as my only thing. So he
Right.
started doing reviews of some hardware stuff, etc. And I'm like, that's a better thing to do.
Exactly. And speaking of Periscope, because I just discovered it like this week or the week before or something on YouTube. I used to follow somebody called Penguin6 on Periscope. I follow a whole bunch. I think I followed somebody in Istanbul, not Istanbul, in Turkey. And I remember this Penguin6 was in Hong Kong, and he would walk around. He wouldn't show his face, but he walked around. He
Yes.
showed Hong Kong walking tours. He would go to lunch, and he would order in whatever Taiwanese or whatever language it is there, and he would show us Taiwan. And he said, "Oh, you know, he's a former lawyer. He's in Hong Kong doing something, blah 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 blah." His, you know, he talked about his wife, and he would just walk down the street, and we would get to see, you know, Hong Kong in that area. And now I saw him like 2 weeks ago on YouTube. A video popped up of the White House, showing the White House Christmas decorations. I didn't pay attention to who it was. I just looked at the video, and I was like, Penguin6. Now he's in Washington D.C. as a freelance reporter or something. And he was in the White House, like he showed us going in, and he was like, "Oh, we gotta go through the check bar," and I was like, "Oh, this is the Hong Kong guy. He's back in America." So see how he called himself Penguin6 or whatever. He didn't call himself Hong Kong, Taiwan. He didn't use that. He was just like, "I'm there, but I'm Penguin6." So you could take that and then transfer that into his real, and I saw his real name on Twitter, and because he's transformed himself into a reporter, which he was already doing that on Periscope. But that's how you do it.
Exactly. It goes back to the whole thing of like, and now this is with the scripted content world.
Yeah.
The show on Netflix, Emily in Paris.
Yes.
Well, and that's fine, but she is next season not going to be in Paris. She's going to be in Italy.
They're changing the name.
That's what so are you now Emily in Milan? What are you? Or do you go back to Paris? Now I'm sure they have whatever their reasoning is, but we cannot do that because we do not have Emily in Paris budget.
Emily in Paris money.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but in any case, that we got the sleep streams. Getting back to that, so Kai Cenat, we were talking. You guys were talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was 2024's most watched streamer, 184.5 million hours of tune-in time from viewers. And
so does he go to bed? Let me ask, does he go to bed? I wasn't sure how he does it. Like, I know it's something 24 hours. Does he go to bed? Does he he's in the bed sleeping for 8 hours and you get to watch him sleep? Or
so, well, this is what he did. So he had a subathon to get subscribers, right?
Oh, okay.
And it was 24/7 for 30 days.
Right. So, but I saw the videos where he had the gaming chair, and he was sitting there and he was talking and doing things and whatever. But I'm like, when he sleeps, like, does he sleep?
So yes. So what he does is he brings on celebrity and creator guests to entertain the audience while he sleeps.
Oh, okay, got it. Because I saw the one where Kevin Hart was joking, telling him, "Oh, you need to go." Like, okay, this is how this crew rolls. Like they put everything on screen. Like there's nothing they don't put on screen. I'm like, okay, too much for me. But that's why I got it. That's why I was like, okay, this is the guy that the kid that came to New York and nearly overthrew the NYPD and had them in a taxi. Because I was like, how does he do it? How did he do that? But he came here and he disrupted everything. So I was just trying to figure out what was his thing. Like, what does he do? Like he just streams and he doesn't go to bed, or he goes. So now he goes when he goes to bed, he has somebody else come in.
Right. Well, for that, I don't know if he does that all the time, but that was that subathon that he did. So he talked about he mentioned this other streamer. There's one called Emily CC.
Okay.
He spotlighted her during the subathon. She's been broadcasting nonstop for over 3 years now. So when she needs to sleep, the camera is pointed at her bed and audience members play games like Words on Stream, which is fun because, again, if you're doing things on Twitch, there's so many tools that are built into Twitch that allow you to do these things. In fact, on Thursday nights, I go into this stream where we do game night and we do like Words on Stream and some other things.
Right.
So that's how that works for that particular streamer.
Okay. Because I know that Gen Z and Gen Alpha have a thing about being on TikTok live, watching. Like I said, I've said several times, my daughter will watch a movie, like a movie, like we have Disney or we have Netflix, and I'm like, we have it on and she's like, I don't want to watch it on the TV with you. I want to watch it on my not little phone, but her phone, and the little things flying gifts and things. I'm like, I can't do that. It's too much for me. But they love it. So this is a part of the gamer world where they're live streaming, playing the game, things are flying, chats are going, people are talking. It's too much for me. It's too much stimulus.
There is a lot. So things like Twitch are very specific. If you don't like too much, if it's too much for you, it's not for you.
I like the idea of it. No, I'm saying I like the idea of it. And this is something for Gen Z, Gen Alpha to, this is their world. So this shapes who they're going to be as adults. And
yeah, exactly.
The kind of media and content that will be acceptable will be from them. So.
Exactly. And then but this leads into this. Speaking of what's acceptable, there's one platform that's like, no, we're not doing that here. It's called Party, and they launched last month. Okay. And they're saying that they're the next big thing in streaming. And they're saying that they have self-described themselves as the next big thing in streaming, and they have banned sleeping on screen. So they say this, quote, "Sleep isn't meant for parties. To ensure fairness for streamers earning party points, static streams of all types are banned." And they tweeted this 2 days ago. "Streamers must interact with their audience to continue streaming and earning party points." And I can see that because it's like you'll have people that will, out of curiosity or whatever, will tune in, especially if you're popular and you're sleeping. You're not really doing anything, but you are earning the same as somebody who's really tap dancing on stage, for people. So I could kind of see that. Yeah. So that's part of their
not marathon, telethon.
Telethon, right. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
So that's this is part of their new guidelines. And
what I don't like about this real quick is that you're telling this group of people, well, you guys like bed rotting and bed streaming, but we're not doing that over here. But that's what they do. So if that's
what they do, yeah,
right. I'm not coming over to your app, or I'm not going to stay. See,
and they're fine with that because we want people who are actually going to do something. Because if we're paying you, or you're earning, you have to do something,
right?
Because to me, again, it's all also part of this whole thing of how some people label Gen Z as not doing much or not doing anything. So you sleep and now you get paid. There's one thing when back in the day, 2015, you're doing a sleep thing. Nobody was expecting to get paid. But now you're part of a creator program where you could get paid. They're like, no, we're not paying for that. So
that's the whole creator economy thing is, and I understand what you're saying, that the older generations, look at Gen Z as the term we use was slacker. Like they're
Yeah.
slacking, but
Yeah.
they're not. They figured out how to get paid doing what they want to do on their terms. That's what it's about.
Which I don't fault. I'm saying,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what you're not going to do is just sleep and get paid.
Right,
for
right.
it.
See, but that's why you have the podcast with the girl that's in the bed and she has all these millions of. It's because that is how this group of behave. And then you got people from the silent generation, you know, they had to walk to school in the snow. It's all those things. Like ours was latchkey kids. You had to latchkey and come home and make the rice and this because my mom was at work. You know, that kind of stuff. There's all those generational things. And one generation gets mad at the younger because, well, I had to walk 50 miles through the snow to school and you guys get a bus to, you know, it was that kind of thing. It was that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
no, exactly. What do you do want better for the
yes, you
next
want better, but you
generation?
can't get mad when they do things their way. You got to let them do things their way. So,
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Right, so.
I won't be paying you to sleep, but you know, it is
Right.
what it is. Do you?
Right. They're going to do what they're going to do. Like getting rid of TikTok. You thinking getting rid of TikTok is going to make the teens do what you want them to do? Because
No, they're just
back in
going
my
someplace
day,
else. TikTok is just a conduit.
yeah, back in my day, like you guys should work. Work where?
Work where nobody wants to work.
You can't work at McDonald's because it's all kiosk. It's all automated. Where are they supposed to work?
And to be honest, that's what should have happened in the first place, right?
Right.
I'm
Honest, I
for
agree. Yeah.
those types of things where humans don't necessarily have to be involved. Why are they? There's a particular skill. Let's get
Yeah,
skilled
but
people
see,
to do
the
skilled
older
things.
generations like I had to do it, so you guys should do it. But we're in a different world. We're in a tech world. We're in a digital world. They don't have to do the things that the older folks, they can't. Some of them can't see it. That's why they complain and grumble.
Some people had to dodge grenades growing up because they grew up in a war zone. Do you want that for other people too? I mean,
They want better for the younger generation. They just get mad when they don't do it their way. It's about control.
yeah, you're absolutely right. So
About control.
this app Party, which I had never heard of before I
haven't
looked
either.
this up,
Yeah.
is a competitor to Twitch and Kick.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
I'm
Can
sorry.
you hear me?
It
Can you
froze
hear
for
me?
me for a moment.
Okay. Can you hear me? If you can't hear
I
me,
can. I can.
Okay.
I think I just have too much. Yeah.
Now, okay, now you cut out. Now you're back in.
You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I did hear it like it cut and then you
Okay.
came back.
Right. Yeah, because I got the spinning rainbow. So that's how I do.
Yeah.
So-
I call it the beach ball.
Yes. Yeah, I call
Yeah.
it the spinning rainbow because years ago there was a parody that somebody did online using the Reading Rainbow song.
Yes.
They called it the spinning rainbow. So
I call it a beach ball.
yes, that popped up. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate that thing.
So here's the thing. So far, creators are being compensated prior to their, I guess they're doing a party token. So they're going to, prior to the token launch, they're going to give 30 streamers contracts where they're paid between $1,000 and $10,000 per month to go
Okay.
live on their platform. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot. So it doesn't, no word on when that will happen and how the tokens will debut, or are there protections in place for creators? I don't know. So,
Right.
so the token, yeah, it's a crypto element. So they're
Oh.
trying to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see if I can see what this is about, because I'm interested to see what they do. Do I really
Yeah.
want to open another account on another platform? I do not, but
don't
I do
either.
want to see what this is about.
I hear
So,
you. I
yeah.
agree.
So just a few more before
Okay.
we get going and get gone. Off of Party and sleep streams to where Americans get their news. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, more Americans are getting their news from YouTube than any place
Ooh,
else.
do
And there's no
tell.
going back. Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for me, because of a certain election in 2016, I was like, I'm done with the news, and I went to YouTube, and I never looked back.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I agree. And the good thing about YouTube is when you watch something on a particular topic, when you come back in, YouTube says, "Hey, you watched this knitting thing. Here's some more knitting from a different creator," and you go,
Correct.
"Ooh, let me check." This is what thumbnail is very important. Very important. That thumbnail got to be for people to, want to click it. So
Yes, exactly. And so there is a really big growing segment of YouTube that is dedicated to news of all types. It could be tech news, for example, but then there's like current events and things like that.
yeah.
So the Pew Research, our favorite Pew,
Pew.
found that 54% of US adults now get at least some of their information from YouTube newscasters, 25% of them on a regular basis, especially women, who make up 57% of the YouTube news audience.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why that is particularly, but I can say this probably with YouTube, there's more of a likelihood that you're going to see all different types of news people there because you control the narrative on YouTube in terms of who's out there. It could be likely that they're seeing more of people, women that they can identify with as newscasters there. That could be the thing. So I don't know exactly why, but I found that fascinating.
I agree.
Indeed. So do you watch? I do have a question for you. Do you
Mhm.
watch any news or newscasters on YouTube?
Yes, I watched a couple of things on MSNBC, a couple of PBS news stuff. But do you mean like news, like Midas Touch, people like that?
Yeah,
Not
exactly. Like
really.
independent of a
Not
network.
really. I'm going there for something. It's not like I'm going to go, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Let me watch the 6 o'clock news on YouTube. It's like I'm looking for something. And
Interesting.
so and so saying so, or this senator said, or this congressperson said, blah blah blah. I type in it, and then they said something on MSNBC or C-SPAN, and then I watch it like that. But I'm not gonna watch the news, only because, like I said, if I go on social media, it's gonna find me, so I don't need to look for it.
That
Like
makes
the
sense.
stuff that's going on with the president elect, I'm like, I don't la 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 la, because I know it's coming to me. I don't really care who they're
Exactly.
choosing for this or that, or it's the outrage that's driving mainstream media. The outrage of, did you see it's the outrage, and that kind of, on YouTube they have a little bit of that, but not much, and I know how
Right.
to, like, I don't want any of that.
That's another thing. We can sift through the sensational news cycles
Yes.
when you get to either straight news and discussion, other types of things there. Now, every morning, I generally listen to Cord Cutters News. So the individual
Cord
that's
cutter is the name, Cord
Cord
cutter?
Cutters News. Yeah, like people who've cut the cord.
Okay.
So he'll talk about new apps that are coming up in terms of streaming, what Sling is adding to their lineup, and all that type of thing. So it's really good, and he does it every morning. He's actually inspiring me to try and do some daily media scope stuff.
I watch people, like, there's a guy, I can't remember his name. He does AI news. Like, that's all he does. He talks about, well, this happened today in AI. I watch that.
And that is news. That is still news.
Right.
So I don't know that they're talking, they may be referring to just hard news, but news is news, regardless if it is AI news or tech news or whatever. News is news. So interesting. Interesting nonetheless that more Americans get their news from YouTube than any place else. And I don't see that turning
and
back.
Not to say that it's factual, like, because it's on YouTube. It's still, you still gotta, discernment, decide who's kind of, giving you
exactly
varnished kind of news. So
You do have to you double check and look for
yeah.
agreement and stuff like
See,
that.
that's a part of the thing I was saying about with AI. And there's got to we're entering the world where a lot of people are sitting back and going, I didn't know nobody. We're in a self-educated phase now until the government comes in and says, okay, we give you have to take this class on the basics of not getting scammed on the what I'm trying to say, like until
Exactly.
they do that, and then the government can't force you to do it, but they are going to make it available. And I use the example of New York City. Whenever there's something city, anything with the city, they print it in 20 different languages.
Yes.
When you go to court, they ask, do you want an interpreter for whatever language? They've got one. Because if it has to do with anything civic or New York City or governmental, anything with New York City, they have an interpreter for your language, only because we have that kind of citizenship where everybody's coming from every place in the world. So we don't go, well, you don't know English, that kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say. The government is going to have to do that. We're not there yet.
No.
So,
absolutely.
And that's going to make people mad, but I'm like, what do you want? You want people to continue to get scammed, or do you want to educate the people? Because education is the way that you're going to fix it.
I agree.
So, but there's going to be people grumbling about, well, I don't want my money going to, because we could do that here in New York City. That money comes from taxpayers. It has to be printed in 20 different languages.
Right. Well, and that's understandable.
Right. But there's people that don't like that. Like, you should just speak English. I'm like, well, you can't force that in a society where we want to be.
Which you don't speak English or what properly.
But what I'm trying to say this nicely, in an area that's rural, where everybody is kind of knowing everybody, and they all, okay, here comes somebody speaking this, and we don't like it. So that you understand what I'm trying to say? I
do see what you're trying to say, but I'm sorry, those people don't matter, and I'm going to say it. They don't matter.
But they're going to grumble.
They can grumble all they like. They can put the grumble on top of toast, whatever they like.
We kind of ignore them here. It's like, okay, if it's anything to do with New York City government or anything like that, they're going to print it in 20 different languages. Or it's going to be available online in 20 different languages. Or you're going to have an interpreter for your language.
And here's the thing. People can grumble all they like, but these are the people that are also helping to keep your city afloat, because they also pay into the tax structure and tax base of that city. So you would want to be able to communicate to them. Thank you.
And it's just, I think it's the whole state. I'm just saying New York City because I know for a fact that that's what they do. Everything comes in different languages. So, or it's available to you
in different languages.
And then we're entering into a digital era where Google is the leader of this, that it will be translated into whatever language you want with AI.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Which is great. It makes the world smaller. I know here they publish things in usually 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Creole.
Right.
So
Fred has some comments. New things, take thing, and left with news. I'm not sure what that is, Fred. I'm lost. New app, Grumble. You say it and it becomes real. Somebody's gonna do that.
I think Grumble is
Grumble. And then he says Oscar the Grouch
will be the
Fred snuck out of the corner and he's back.
He did. But that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. He's trying to sneak out of the corner, and I'm like, get back in the corner. Okay. yeah. So let's move on, because we got some place to go. One, I didn't even know what time
this is the last this is the last one that I have. Saturday Night Live music performances doc is coming out. So there is a music performance doc about 50 years of music on Saturday Night Live that's going to debut on NBC and Peacock, I believe, on Monday, January 27th, 2025. And it is produced by Amir Thompson, also known as Questlove, from The Tonight Show Band and The Roots, and Oz Rodriguez. They're both, I think they're co-directing it, and is going to focus on the live performances on Saturday Night Live by artists like Justin Timberlake, Mick Jagger, and Bad Bunny.
Okay.
So this is interesting because I think this is a first. They always have a musical guest every time they've had, I believe, since the beginning, and nobody has ever really focused on the performances and the musical guests that were on there. I've actually found some great I've found some great artists through the performances on there, and have seen some really good ones. So again, it will be streaming on Peacock, and it will debut on NBC, and then the next day it will be on Peacock. It's a 3-hour special.
Cool.
It will include about 50 interviews with musical artists, casts, and writers. And this is ahead of SNL's 50th anniversary. Can you imagine that SNL?
I can't. Wow. I remember. Wow. It's been around.
So it's executive produced, of course, by Lorne Michaels, who's the creator of SNL, and several others. And what's going to happen is that it will culminate, the 50th anniversary celebrations for SNL will culminate in a live primetime special on February 16th on NBC and Peacock. So we've got the music. So they're really milking the whole year out of it. Was like, what was it in last year, how it was the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So all year long you had events and things that were happening. So this is going to be.
He remember SCTV. Yes. SCTV.
Yes.
Which was Second City TV.
I think that's what, Second City TV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So cool.
And that's what I have.
All right. Well, we are at the end of Tech Life Weekly for this week. Interesting stories as always. The commentary, very, very lively this week, and had me crying. So that's one of the books. Love it when Fred joins. Love it when Mark is here and everybody else is watching on a replay. So thank you very much. This is the end of 2024. So, who knows what's going to happen with TikTok and all that stuff. Fred, I love all your comments. Fred says, good show. LOL. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. It's not as lively if there's no one watching it, and we're glad that everybody watching. So
thank you.
I'm trying to remember how we close it out. I never remember something about going to the front of
the text talking about the Biz Chicks. Well, first of all, you can check out Terry at terryjohnsononline.com. You can also check her out on Tuesdays with Francine, and they talk all about what's happening in marketing and beyond. Yes. And then you can also, in addition to checking us out on Friday, you can check me out on Mediascope, which happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and on Indie Soup Media, which all of these ladies have shows on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. And if you are interested, do you have the texting to Biz Chicks?
Yes.
If you're interested in
for it.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
If you're interested in joining the Biz Chicks, which you definitely should, because we're all Biz Chicks, make sure that you text Biz to 33777. Again, that's text Biz to 33777. There are all sorts of wonderful things that are happening. They do a lot of great events. So definitely become part of the Biz Chicks. And you don't have to be a chick to be part of the Biz Chicks.
You sure don't. You could be a biz guy.
Absolutely. Biz guy.
Fred says love tech and so
he is on one today. So
like that. Yeah, Fred. Whoa.
And Mark Ward, thank you so much to you both for being here, and everybody who's going to watch on the replay. We appreciate you, and make sure that you tune in again next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Have a good
Cheers.
weekend.
Bye.
And let me see if